This chapter 5 talks about graph, but we are not going to draw the graph yet. We are just going to recognize the graph. So it's like playing photo hunt. So it's fun. Now, let us look at this table here on top. Can you group them up into a few types of graph? So use your pen and draw the boxes. Do you know this one actually belongs to one group? This is called the what graph? This is called the x power 1 graph and x power 0. Do you see x power 1, x power 0? Can I zoom in? Uh, if you really like, you can put the x power 0 on top, right? So you really get x power 0. Now, this kind of graph is called L graph. What graph is it? Linear or straight line. Hey, you should be writing, right? So, linear, straight line. Sometimes we like to use chapter 4 knowledge. Y equals to mx plus c. So all these are some keywords you want to register. Kun, you have written. Now, can I use the second color to introduce this graph? This graph is called the what graph? Quadratic. Now, quadratic is famous for the U or the N shape graph. So you need to recognize. This chapter is all about recognizing first. And to sketch this graph, we use the famous SILT. Famous, I add one. Okay. Next. The third graph you are going to learn today is called the cubic graph. This is the x cube graph. This is cubic. In exam, they also play photo hunt in O level. They will give you the graph, ask you to guess what graph is this. Then you must say this is cubic graph. And how does cubic graph looks like? Can you draw the shape like that? What is this shape? Some students will say this is a S inverted or don't know what. Funnel. It's two separate graphs, but it's either like that or like that. Chair graph. I don't know. S graph. I don't know. Okay. Now the next graph I'm going to introduce to you is called the x power negative 1 graph or x power negative 2 graph. Now this graph so far my past classes tell me this graph looks like, okay, I tell you this graph looks like what, then you give me a word to describe it, okay? This is my axis and this graph usually look like that. From here go up, from here come down, from here go up, from here come down. The L's, huh? Oh, the angry graph, creative. Okay, so my classes say that it looks like the window graph, but for this batch, I will call it the angry graph. So you remember the angry shape, the angry shape, not angry shape, right? Angry shape. Okay. You know what they are talking about? I think they are talking about the emoji, the one like that one. Like then the person is very angry like that. I don't know lah. Now the last graph, the last graph I use run out of color. So this last graph is, it looks like that. It looks like from here go up. So this is the exponential graph. Can you write down exponential? Can you write down the x is at the power? Do I talk sense? Do you realize that this x is the base? The number is where? Power. Do you realize this x is the base? The number is the power. But this one is what? This number is the base. X is the power. So this is called exponential graph. Okay? You always cut the y-axis later. So this kind of graph is like that. So I ask my class, what does this look like? They tell me aeroplane take off. The aeroplane take off. So this one I call the aeroplane graph. So you need to find some words to help you tag to the. So you ever see the power on as the power, the x as the power, or you remember the aeroplane? Everything okay? Exponential. This one. Don't know. They won't ask you the name. They will just. So in exam, how they will ask you? They will ask you like that. They will ask you like that. Okay, so I summarize. All together in this O-level syllabus. Matthew, stand up. In this O-level syllabus, these are the graphs that you need to remember. But how to remember? They will ask you, this kind is called linear graph. This one is called quadratic graph, cubic graph. This one is called the x power minus 1 minus 2 one. You see the x is at the denominator one. And the last one, the exponential graph. But how will they ask you? Will they even ask you for name? Never. They will ask you, this one is what? Cubic graph. So then you have to answer, this blank, what do I write? So this is what you write. Y equals to x cubed. Done. Just like that. Then what about this? Y equals to negative x cubed. Done. Like this. Exam, this is 2 mark. 1 mark, 1 mark. This one is known as what graph? Linear. Confirm is the blue one. So, this is what we do. Y equals to x. Y equals to minus x. Oh, sorry. Very good. Right? Stop the video here. Your homework is to complete this page. Yeah, like that 1 mark lor. Like that 1 mark lor. Like that 4 mark lor, 4 mark. Will draw or not? Usually no. But if yes, I will teach you. The drawing one less and less popular. The sketching one more and more popular. Okay? Right, I'll see you on Monday. Remember there's a quiz in form. Remember there's a quiz, AMAX chapter 3 on the board. Monday. April Fool. So I'll start lesson with, hi, happy April Fool's Day. Come, there's a quiz. Right, I start the video here.